welcome everyone, and welcome to ELSA Connect. And for those of you, who are new, since this is Pan ELSA and didn't know how, I just wanted to give a little background to ELSA Connect, which actually started here with us in Bangalore when the lockdown began. And this is about I think our 40th session of ELSA Connect. It basically started over sharing, a cuppa, as we put it, and exchanging the situation and the situations, basically to connect with one another, literally, and that's why ELSA Connect. And then it moved more towards sharing knowledge, a skill, and that's where we are today. And Pan ELSA, which means worldwide, so we welcome everybody who's on it and joining us on this journey. I also want to, before I hand over to Pushkina, also say that, there are multiple causes ELSA is working with, and we'd like you to come forward and support the National EC cause, which is currently on the cyclone relief. So please do contribute. Details are all on the website and shared in your chapters and individually. So please do come forward to support it. I'm going to take a brief thing to talk about Pushkina, who we call the baby of our ELSA Bangalore chapter. And she's amazing. She's on the executive committee here, and she's curated this session. And of course, Rashmi, as we all know, is a stalwart of ELSA, not just ELSA Bangalore. So more from both of them, and lovely to have you here, Rash.
Thank you.
Really excited to hear what you have to say. I'm going to leave Pushkina to go into all the details. Over to you, Pushkina, and welcome everyone once again.
Thank you. So when I asked Rashmi that we would want, I think everyone pretty much knows her, but just for and her accomplishments. But I want to talk about the person that she is. My first interaction with Rashmi was probably during the ELSA talks, right? And I was just getting initiated into the entire ELSA phenomena. I call it phenomena. And that's the first time I met her. And it was, I always used to think that, okay, here are these amazing women. And I remember just, I was standing in the same group as Rashmi was, and she just said, "Hi, I'm Rashmi," and she just started a conversation with me, and that pretty much stuck around with me, because whenever I've had a conversation with her, it's always been I recently celebrated my birthday. I got a call from her, and she's like, "What are you doing? You should be even though it's in lockdown, you should be enjoying and having fun." So I see Rashmi as this really spontaneous, completely inspiring person, and who's thoroughly is living her life, and nothing is stopping her, and she's been a trailblazer throughout. And so that's the kind of person I associate the traits that I associate Rashmi with. And it's you already have gone through her bio, but I think today it would be far more interesting to know about her journey and how she is where she is today. So Rashmi, thank you for coming on ELSA Connect, and I'm totally looking forward to this interaction.
Thanks. It's absolutely lovely to be with all of you. As you know, this ELSA bonding and sisterhood is one of the most precious gifts we all have, because irrespective of what age we are, look at my little baby Pushkina, and where I could be her mom easily, considering the age gap that we have. But it's so beautiful that it doesn't matter, because when we're together, we really have the same spirit. We've always had that. That's what the special gift that we all have for each other, the energy we have, the trust we have, the enthusiasm for life that connects us all. So when you look at us women, look at us, we are multitaskers, okay? Look at yourselves. What is that? We are the glue that keeps every family together. We're the ones who, we're the ones who give without asking. We're giving all the time, without any second thought, and with nothing, expecting nothing in return. we all are fortunate that we had this beautiful upbringing in, at home, as well as what we learned from our alma mater, is that we are ourselves. I think that's the biggest thing I learned at LSR, that, I make my own choices, make our own decisions, be who you are. And I think we all harbor inside our heart a dream, and a dream to achieve beyond what we have to, the expectations from your work, your family, all your obligations that you have. We all have a dream to follow. And it's really, really important not to give up that dream, because you have to dare to dream and work on it, and don't give up till it actually happens. Keep sticking to that dream, because you never know what you can achieve with it, even if it's an audacious dream. The whole idea is that you have a passion, you have to dream, and you have to make it happen. And really nothing is impossible. And as you say, yes, you can. So I think that is why I chose this topic, which is making life matter. Because with my gray hair and my many years and many experience, I really I've tried to live what I believe in. And I've tried to make dreams come true. And that has been very, very fortunate that I rallied my family and my friends all around me always. I followed my heart. I did what my intuition and my heart told me. I never really bothered to see, that for me was very important. And magically, things just unfolded and just happened. And what I've always loved is people and life. And I think it's ageless. It doesn't matter how old you get, but you don't stop loving that. So I thought I'd just share some stories of my life with you. What are you bringing? Kiran is there with me. My sister, I call her Kitty. It's very hard for me to call her Kiran. But we had the most amazing, inspirational family, parents. As you know, many of you know, Mom was a feminist, a poet, a freedom fighter, and taught us to be free human beings from day one. We had this amazing family full of fantastic achievers who were enthusiasts. And my grandfather built a home in Himachal, a small ashram. And I remember 5 years old or 6 years old, Kitty will validate that, telling us that, listen, don't you waste your time doing anything. Don't get married, work for the country, do something good. We used to say, and we were so inspired by these elders. They're still around, yeah, 96, 90, full of life. So we are very lucky and very fortunate to have this wonderful family. Then we went to school in, being army kids. We went to about 15 schools in our lifetime, including we schooled in Germany for about 5 years. So, we all speak fluent German and everything. So I had a very interesting 4G life, which is basically adjust Madi, You go wherever you go, you adjust. And that's one thing you learn as a 4G kid. And whether you're living in a tent or it doesn't matter, that's the beauty of the Forge. And then of course, LSR happened, which is always fun. And here's an old picture. I see Dilruba with us. She's there in this picture. That's Dilruba, and that's me. This is 1971 history honors. And while I was in LSR, which I absolutely loved, I did everything besides history. I was completely involved. I was the president, Western Music, social work, dance society, sports captain. And I was the slow cycling champion of LSR. For 3 years, nobody could beat me at slow cycling. It was the funniest thing. But this is where my passion for dance really flourished. And I was in Odissi. I learned from Srinath Raut, one of the wonderful guru that I had. And I continued to dance for many, many years and gave performances in Germany and as well as the US. So this is also where my passion for working with children and especially educating children started in LSR. And I volunteered through my school, through college, through my working life at several institutions in Delhi. My life has been, I've done so many different things in life, which has been so exciting because I was always keen to learn, always keen to imbibe. So, so I was a copywriter in Mumbai. I worked for Lufthansa as a ground staff. I worked for the Austrian Embassy, the Trade Commission. I taught German at Modern School for 10 years. And I taught Odissi at home, as well as I taught in the German. We got married, and we went to the US, and you know, I was very keen to have an Indian citizen. So when I started expecting my first son, who's turning 43 tomorrow, tomorrow is his birthday, I said, look, I don't want to have an American citizen. I want an Indian citizen. So literally, Ashok had already applied to IIT Delhi, and he joined us as faculty. And we moved back to India, to IIT Delhi. And we have our two beautiful boys, Harsh and Kanish. And that is where I spent the major part of 24 years in IIT Delhi, where a lot of things that a lot of things that I am, and that's where Vidya started. That's where SPICMA was born in our home, actually, in 1977. SPICMA was founded from our home, and I'll never forget, you know, starting anything is one of the most difficult things on this earth, but the joy is unlimited. The hard work is incredible. So I remember one time when we were doing the fest of SPICMA, first fest of SPICMA, I counted the bodies in my house. There were like 150 boys planning the fest. And here was me, the chai maker, with a baby who was 3 months old, handing the baby from student to student and making chai and giving them chai. But the exciting part was that we got it done. And it was so exciting to be a part of that. We also, you know, so it was just to share with you, you know, so I became like, I did many things in IIT Delhi. I worked with the kids. We set up cultural centers because my own kids were growing up there. And meanwhile, I was teaching as well. So one day the kids all got together, and this is the IIT kids and some of the IIT, what you see on the screen. And they said, you know, we have to raise money for the Prime Minister's Relief Fund. And Rashmi, auntie, you're the only one who can take us to the Prime Minister and give him this donation. Guess how much the donation was? You really won't believe it. It's 500 rupees. What they raised by doing a puppet show. And you know, when somebody gives me a challenge, I said, oh, I rang up the Prime Minister's office. I said, look, I have a very big donation from a bunch of kids. The eldest is 14. The youngest is 3. And we want to meet the Prime Minister and hand over this cash to him. You know, we managed. That's where I was with Rajiv Gandhi. This is Sanjani, you're here. Anuradha is in the corner. Do you see, right? See her? She danced with you. Sanjani? Anyway, she'll see her. So it was so amazing that we could just do this. And the funny part is that for so many years in IIT, Ashok was the warden of a hostel, Aravali hostel. And, you know, as you know, the IIT boys spent 5 years and never meet a single girl. And Tarso, to get a chance to meet Elsa's, LSRians or Marandians. So, you know, I took it on myself. I went to see our principal, Miss Luthra. I said, you know, ma'am, would you mind if the hostlers of LSR come across to IIT and we can do a social? She says, oh my God, that's not possible. I said, why not? You know, I'm the warden's wife. I'll take care of them. You know, she sent 250 girls without an escort because I was supposed to be the escort on the other side. I said, no, ma'am, please send some teachers because I can't look after 250 girls. But she didn't. She says, no, Rashmi is there. She'll look after it. So just go. And it was so much fun. A few years later, I remember so many boys came very shyly to our house and said, you know, you remember the LSR social? That's where I met my wife. And here is my wife. So it was amazing what that came to, you know. But the wonderful thing was, you know, as you know the story, that I started Vidya from my home with 5 little. This is actually my garden with the Ashok there with the kids. Within months, we had many more. But it was the hardest thing because, you know, I had met these kids. As you know, the contrast between IIT and what's across. Here, everybody is well-to-do. Everybody has everything. But across the wall, there was nothing. And I met these girls and said, education. I said, why aren't you in school? She said, school? Where are you coming from? Don't you know girls don't ever go to school? So I couldn't sleep. And I said, went back to them. I said, will you come home and I'll teach you? She said, oh, nobody ever going to teach us. We're girls. That's how I started Vidya. And then it got under my skin. And I forgot everything else. It's just, I left my job. I continued to with the 5 kids. We got this open air theater where I'm giving this prize up. And these are the first few children of Vidya. And it's just incredible how this, from that little organization, this has grown into it's just the most wonderful movement that I just can't tell you. The kids are so amazing. In 1996, we had Hillary Clinton visit Vidya in the backwaters of IIT Delhi. And you can't imagine how tough that was to read. That's one of my most challenging times. Here I was an assistant professor's wife in IIT Delhi, and here the president of the USA, his wife was coming to visit my little corner there with few kids that I had. You know, I rang up the director of IIT before even telling my own husband that we've been selected for Hillary's visit. And he forgot to tell the ministry or whatever. So the Minister of Education called him up and fired him up that, look, do you know that Hillary Clinton is coming to visit your campus? He said, she's not visiting my campus, she's visiting this organization that runs from my campus. And boy, they came and they said, look, close shop, no name of any organization. You will not plant a tree, you will claim this land. They gave me hell. And I said, well, and you know what, when a person like Hillary comes, what they do? They put in the smartest guys from the Harvard Business School. 10 of them camped in with me for about 15 days. And they said, we'll ring up the Prime Minister's office to change this. I said, no way you will. This is where my husband works. We will do everything IIT tells us. And when she was coming, Hillary, they were so nervous. I said, look, oh God, she's 5 minutes away. She's here, she's there. I said, look, isn't she a human being? Just let her be. And let her come and we will just manage it. And she was so amazing. She's still, I think, in a way, a mentor to me. And she remembers I've met her several times. But what I want to share with you is the funniest is that when she came to Vidya, we had, again, children, youth, and women outdoors. You can see in that little picture, a little bit, there is a woman behind you. Because we always believe that when you educate a child, you also educate the mother. And here is this Hillary, and we told the girls, so look, she's just a woman, okay? She may be president's wife, but you can ask her any question you want to. So one of the women turned around and asked her, says, "Tum kamate bhi ho? Ya sirf president ki biwi ho?" So she kept asking, she says, "What is she asking?" I said, "Oh, nothing. No, tell me what she's asking." So I had to translate, and I said, "Look, she wants to know whether you also earn." So Hillary's reply was that, I earn more than my husband, I'm a lawyer. But now I'm his wife, and I try to support him in his work. And she said that the woman didn't stop. She says, from the money I earn from the vocational training I do here, I support my children through school. So this is what I do. But one of the biggest challenges of Vidya was to raise money. Of course, how do you run an organization without vitamin M, right? So what did I do? I didn't have a godfather. I didn't have anyone. I just had my family and, my big dream to desire to educate. My dream was to educate as many children as I can and put them on the right path because it is so exciting to see the change. So what I started doing was taking a group of women once a year on a trip around the country, a women's tour, which is focused on women, or focused on development, focused on getting to understand the real India. And I tell you, I call them my angels, because when they went back, they said, "Okay, Rash, what do you need?" I said, "Hey, I need money for 10 teachers. I need a bus." And they never give up. They continue to do that. And even till today, they're sending me funds. This is how I started my fundraising. But, my dreams got bigger. And one of the persons who was really, really a big mentor to me was Mother Teresa. I met Mother 3 times. And the last time I met Mother Teresa was actually in Delhi, just about 6 months before she passed away. And she actually handed me a whole project of hers in horse cars. And there was I can never forget that twinkle in her eye and the amazing energy of this amazing human being. And whenever I'm in trouble, I think of her. What she told me was an amazing story, which I like to share with you. I don't know how the time goes. But she says, Rashmi, when I started Sisters of Charity, I was all alone. There was no one to help me. I was just a nun, and I was there, and I suddenly saw these children, and I wanted to do something. So I said, what am I going to do? So somebody told me that you to first raise money. So I found out that there was this very rich, well-to-do gentleman. She called him a Lala, if you please. And I should go and ask him, because without money, you can't do anything. So she made an appointment in Chennai, 2 in the afternoon. He gave her an appointment 2 in the afternoon and kept her in the outhouse for about half an hour without a fan and then allowed her to come into a room where there was again no fan, and he had just eaten his lunch. He says he was wearing bare-chested. All the details she told me, and she's wearing a dhoti. He's wearing a dhoti like they all wear in the South, and he was eating pan, and he was angry because he wanted to sleep in the afternoon. So she said, look, sir, I've come to ask you because I need some money for my, I wanted to talk to him. And he spoke, and the pan from his mouth fell right across her white sari. And all she said was, thank you for this gift, but how about my children? She says he was so embarrassed that for the next 30 years, he and his family, his kids, his grandkids supported her, and that's how she raised the money. So to share with you, this is my dream got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I realized is that I was working from everybody else's property, including the IIT. How long could we be there? I wanted to build one facility, one program where I could create the vision that given the education, given the rightful opportunity to get a high quality education like our children get, we can transform children from the slums to be the future leaders, to be everything. And I raised $4 million to build this school. I fought tooth and nail. I made sure I didn't pay a single bribe. This is in Gurgaon, Delhi, which is no joke. You know, and I know how difficult it is. Right from the time of getting the land to building, we went through 1 million challenges, but we built this building, and today it's, thanks, Dilruba is with us. She's the executive director of Vidya. The school has produced hundreds and thousands of children who are now actually going to LSR. They're going to NITs, RD College. We have 150 of our children. They're all rag pickers children and children from domestic workers. They are Mensa. They're Mensa children. Their IQ is brilliant. They speak impeccable English. And I am so happy that we could do this. And this is not only a center for the children, but we also run a women's center. We also work with NIOS, Dropout Youth. So we would love you to visit the Vidya Center. And Vidya has grown from there. This is our entire executive board in the line. We have two Elzas with us. One is Dilruba, who's in the white coat, and the other is Pratima Goel. I don't think Pratima is here. And these are amazing kids who are no different to any other kids, but their parents are illiterate and they grew up without for them the dream was to get an education like they get in Vidya. So we know that they will in future change the world. They will be the leaders of change. And I think that is a dream come true for me. Says some more. And the children are actually so aware. They come out with stories. They come out with, they're fearless. They learn everything. Today they're all studying through their telephones with their teachers. Nothing has stopped. But their dreams are huge, and our job is to fulfill every dream of every child across every Vidya. But I was very fortunate that I got the help of a lot of people, in the sense it's moral support, it is people who helped in any way. Abdul Kalam, I met him in IIT Delhi. In fact, we hosted a dinner for him. And of course I tell the Vidya story because it's what they have to do. I said, I'm doing your job, which is the government's job to change our children, but giving quality education, which you're not giving. And he told me two things. He says, look, never give up that work and never take off that bindi. And Amartya is amazing because I met him several times. He's a close, the academic, which we have been to, I spent many years in Cambridge with him. And he's amazing. He always guided, always helps. And of course, Hariji from the old Spikmaka days has even stayed with us. You know, he came to Bangalore. We did that beautiful Elsa and Vidya program in Bangalore with him. So he always says, "Mujhe admission de do, mujhe Vidya mein admission de do, main thoda fir se padh lu tumhare saath." I met Ratan Tata 2-3 times, and he's amazing too. What a man! And I went to visit him in his office, one-to-one, and he shared his vision. He was very funny, as you know. He's full of humor and full of chivalry, and I'm a great admirer of his. And Narayan Murthy has given us a large donation to the school, and on next Saturday, our children are talking to him. It's in a webinar, and we'd love you to visit, come and see that. It's of course, a lot of the connects happened because of Ashok. But the funny part is that whenever Ashok, I remember in IIT Bombay, Ashok raised about 100 crores for IIT Bombay. And I used to host all these big get-togethers for alumni and stuff in my house. I had like 300, 400 people for dinner, which I used to organize. And sometimes they used to ask me, what do you do, Rashmi? So I used to tell them. So one time I remember this big donor, alumni donor, he says, look, shall I give the money to you instead of to Ashok? I said, don't you dare, we'll have the biggest fight of our lives. So please give it to IIT, but whatever is left over, you can always give it to Vidya. So my fundraising happened in strange ways, but somehow I managed, because we always have to raise money, right? That's the tough part. But who is my real strength? Is my family. And I'm really proud of, these are my 2 boys, my daughters-in-law, and my 3 beautiful granddaughters, Anya, Kavya, and Meera. It's just, they're both in the US. My elder one, Harsh, they both went to Cambridge on full scholarships. Both my boys did mathematics in Cambridge, undergraduate, and then one did a PhD, the other did an MBA at Kellogg, and Harsh now runs his own runs his own company in New York, and Kanish is a tenured professor at San Diego. And I have great daughters. I feel very blessed. And I have these 3 adorable little girls who are the joy of my life. And the funny part is, whatever pocket money they get, they give it to Vidya. Since the age of 4, if they got money, they said, no, we don't need anything. Please give it to the Vidya kids. And when they come home, they bring bags full of things. They said, Dadi, these are for your Vidya kids. So I think it's been incredible. And this is my strength. I get my strength from this amazing family and the huge support. I think that's why I could do what I could do, because of them. The other wonderful thing is, of course, Elsa, because I have thoroughly enjoyed all the time with Elsa's across, being here in Bangalore. 10 years ago we started, and how it's beautiful. It was MG's dream always, and I never forget that. And the potential of us Elsa's is amazing. We still have, there's a long way to go. We can do so much more, but so much is happening. And but the beautiful part is that we as women together can do everything. And this, of course, is many of you here. I'm sure you see yourself. I see Vandana, I see Madhulika, I see Sanjari with her hands in the air. Right, Sanjari? There you are. And of course, there you are, Parul, you're there. And of course, many of us are together. This was the 3rd annual dinner. And we have our principal at the back, Mrs. Sharma at the back, and I've got Annabelle there. So it's irrespective of how old you are, who you are, what you are, together we are a force. And it's very much visible in this. Now, would you believe that more than 18 in this? It feels like you're back in college, right? When you look at this picture. So, yeah. So this is, yeah. And for Elsa, I feel it's family, and I just feel a continuous connect. Dilruba is also in this picture, and so is Pratima Goel, I see too. Yeah. But what is amazing, what has been the joy and the pride of my life, my Vidya kids. These are the recent pictures. We have 78 projects across 3 cities. We have 15,000 students at present. And, they are the happiest. They come from the toughest lives. But the joy of working with them is something that, I think I'm totally blessed with. And I always say that if I have another life, when I have the next life, I like to do Vidya again. I don't give up on that, because I think there's so much that I have learned. I have learned a lot, even from the mothers, more from the mama, because you see the indomitable spirit of women. We are so fortunate we have it all, but think of women in communities, but they have so little. And what they do is that they don't fall down with nothing when challenges like crazy that life throws at them. They stand up, they rise with confidence, grit, determination, and strength, and grace. And they handle every challenge that they have. Their husbands beat them, they smile through it. And with a little support from Vidya or anybody else, they transform. I remember that once we were running a computer class and for women, and this woman came to collect her prize from the chief guest. He says, listen, do you know more than your husband? He says, my husband doesn't know anything, but I don't tell him that I know so much. I can do emailing, I can do writing. He knows nothing. He doesn't know how to look at a computer. But that's the beauty. That's the beauty. They don't share it, but they're empowered. And this just to share that I met Hillary last year at the Ambani wedding, and she's rushed. She came out and gave me a hug, and she says, "Hi." I said, "Where's Bill?" Hillary said, "Oh, I left him behind. Much nicer without him." And we just chatted like two girls, you know. So we are very much connected, and I'm hoping to get her soon for a webinar to talk about, because I find that I've always found that she may have been president's wife and she's very brilliant, but she really cares for development for India, for women, for children. And this is just a cartoon that somebody made of me, so I thought I'd share that with you. So what the important thing is that how can you make life matter? See, I always say, Vidya, and we are ordinary girls, you know, doing crazy, extraordinary things, what we always want to dream of. So it is really important to not give up. I never gave up. 35 years I've been at it, and I love it. It doesn't feel like yesterday. The important thing is so many challenges come your way, but life throws you so many difficulties. But if you have to keep on, persist with your dream, and things will just magically change. And I just want to share a little poem that has always been my little inspiration. It says, I shall pass this way but once. Any good that I can do, any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect, or I shall not pass this way again. Thanks, girls. Just want to share that with you.
Lovely poem.
So, anyone who has questions, comments, just make sure that when you're asking, your camera is switched on. So, Rashmi, you can stop sharing the screen and we.
Yeah. How do I do that? Stop share. Thank you. I got it.
Oh.
Yeah. I learned something from Pushkina today. Thank you, Pushkina. Yes. So make life matter, girls. Come on. Yes, you do. Yes, you can. Yeah.
It's still going in, so we are all silent. At least I am thinking of, so much of what is all that was inside you, so that sharing it is so beautiful, especially those that the stairs with all your friends and mentors. It is so, it feels as if it was, designed like that to take you up to the top when you're sitting there. So that particular snap has been, is what I'm thinking about.
No, girls together are a force. So I had the best times. I've done 20 tours, Neelu, across the country, right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari to Sri Lanka. And we had the time of our lives, because
we need to do one more now with us. You didn't tell us a secret. Yeah.
I'd love to.
And Rashmi, I have a feeling wherever we go, whoever you meet, Vidya will come up, because it's a passion, right?
You can't get it out of me. You can get Mr. out of me, but not Vidya out of me.
Right. No, that's the kind of...
though we've heard some of these anecdotes from Rashmi, but every time that we hear it, I keep marveling at the phenomenal work that she has done since so many years, and going strong, persevering like that.
It's not me, Madhurika, it's the team. And now
no, Rashmi, the kind of resilience you have, and I think I was asking you the other day, I mean, I hope your health keeps up. And she was like, I don't care about health. I just carry on. Who cares? I was like, wow, that's
what if I can avoid. Forget it. Yeah. Your health is you. Your
You'll
mind
see
is your
her.
health.
No, what is amazing is Rashmi cycling around the colony at 6 in the morning. Every single morning, she and
Wow.
Ashoka are on a cycle,
And they
exercising
call the
away.
flying mistras, I'm told, inside story said, the flying mistras.
And this is how she starts her day, and the energy continues throughout.
Oh, wow.
Her energy is something seriously hats off. Hats off,
Don't nazar
Rashmi.
lagao my energy, guys, because it comes from you all. You know that.
And then she has an Elsa sticker on behind her car. So there was, I mean, this car has been, I've seen it 2-3 times, but when I visited her once, because I, also have a villa next to something in the same complex, and I saw this Elsa car, and I said, oh my God, this has to be, it's really special, the Elsa.
But I have to share that sticker story with you. So it says, proud to be an Elsa, like the sticker we all have, right? Parul knows it. So one day, a whole bunch of young girls stopped angry with their hands on their hips. How dare she? Does she think she's a princess? Like, I happened to hear this. I said, what happened? He says, you think you're a princess? You're an Elsa? You're not a princess, auntie. I said, then I explained what Elsa means, and they were so thrilled. I said, okay, we forgive you. That was so funny.
We are still waiting for those stickers.
Parul,
Yeah, I
where are
would
the
love-
stickers? I'm sure we can make them here. There's not a problem. I can share this. You can make the stickers right here. You don't have to wait, Madhulika.
All right, we shall.
Yeah.
Hi, Rashmi.
Hi.
I'm Sangeeta. We have met 2-3 times. I hope you remember in Delhi at Basant
wow.
Vihar. And yeah,
Right.
your story, your journey is so inspiring. Truly, it was so mesmerizing listening to you. The way you spoke about everything, you enjoy actually working and doing all. You have so many passions in life that truly inspires me, and you're so blessed.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. And you
Thank
have
you
way
so
to
much.
go, I'm sure.
Thank you, Sangeeta.
Yeah, Rashmi, I also want to say that very inspiring.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And so exciting to hear that you do so many things. I think voices are breaking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting
You know what it is when you wake up in the morning, you want to really realize that, okay, what would I like to do today? Think sometimes that this is a day, you got a gift. Every day is a blessing. What would I like to do today? And I start my day like that. I think that I learned that from my mother. She was always in the morning, wake up and say that, this day is a gift. Every day she used to tell me. And, she taught us that there's no word in the dictionary called can't. So we used to remind her when she was older, said, look, you said you can't, there's no such word. She used to tell us. And then she put that energy into us. Kiran will share that with you too, right? I think we got it from our parents.
I think,
I actually want to share.
Yeah, I'd like to say something too. So
summing
up Rashmi in one word, it would be inimitable. You don't need an adrenaline rush when Rashmi is around, because the energy is absolutely indefatigable. And these 3.5 years that I've spent with her, in close association with her at Vidya, I can vouch for her never say die attitude, and she'll never take no for an answer. She drives herself, but she drives everyone else along with her. And you can see the manifestation in the way the Vidya school has evolved from where to where, from 5 students to an award-winning school today. And it's all Rashmi's drive, energy, her pragmatism, and the way she visualizes things and, can look into the future and see, how things are going to shape up. So I think, Rashmi is also a great visionary. Otherwise, Vidya would not be where it is today. And like going back to college, I'd just like to sum up that she was omnipresent, there for everyone. And whenever there was a crisis, it was always Rashmi who was at the fore. Even things like, thumbing a lift to a ride to college. So when we were both in Defense Colony, and I was the one who's a bit of an introvert and scared, and and we'd all line up and they say, okay, Rush, now come on, thumb a ride. And then she'd go and then she'd wave to all of us and say, come on, girls, that's not fair. So, just gives a little example. So she was always there, and caring, sharing nature is absolutely exemplary. I mean, it's if we were, I think the only way to have another Rashmi is to clone her. Otherwise, she's not there for us. But thank you so much for having her there. And I've never regretted leaving a high-profile job to join Vidya. I've been heading schools, but I left all that. And like I said, Rashmi's persuasive nature. She doesn't take no for an answer. And she said, you had enough of, working in a corporate setup. So you better come and do something for Vidya. And I never regretted it, even for a moment, because the kind of gratification that I get when I see these students doing so well, and the transformation that's taken place in their lives and the way they've transformed their communities. And I can see them as trailblazers of the country. I think, thank you, Rashmi, for giving me this opportunity to be at Vidya and contributing in a small way. Thank you.
Not a small way. Lily's our executive director. She brings in the Elsa energy into it. With her, I feel I have a fantastic sister to work with, always. Thank you.
Anjana wants to say something. Anjana.
I have a naughty story about
Ritu,
Rashmi.
please.
Rashmi.
Oh, okay.
I remember hearing you the first time when Namukini was doing her conversation with various people in Bangalore.
Right.
And long before I had joined the alumni community. And the thing that struck me most was when you spoke about the fundraising. I remember this stayed with me, where you said you had no ego in approaching anybody, and I thought that was just wonderful, because it is very hard. I know, because I come from a marketing background.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough to actually raise funds. So how you did $1 million is just mind-boggling. But I mean, that line struck me as unique. You have to let your ego aside and not take things personally.
Right.
And I thought it was just amazingly inspirational how you went about that.
Thank you, Anja. It is hard. It is hard to raise money. It's still hard for me. I have to prime myself. Okay, this is not for you. This is for the kids. So who cares? Forget yourself.
Yeah.
And it works. It works.
Yeah.
I, without batting an eyelid, I ask for money.
Yeah.
And it comes.
I think
You want to say something?
Rashmi, yes. I wanted to share a story about Rashmi, which is very indicative of the things that you guys are saying.
Listen, you better be nothing naughty about me, or
you can't bully her here, Raj.
Yeah, I'm virtual. You
Go
can't
for
get
it,
to me.
Kiran.
So, as she mentioned, she worked with Lufthansa. We're talking about the early 70s.
Yeah.
When very few women worked, she had a job as a ground hostess, which meant at that time all the flights came at night. So Rashmi had to be on duty all night. And we lived in Kailash Colony. Lufthansa, the airport was Palam Airport, as many of you know. I said, how is she going to go and come? And as she said, my mom was amazing. She said, you're not scared of anybody. You only be scared of God. You just drive. And everyone said, are you mad? You're sending this woman, this young girl alone at night, driving back at some odd hours, up and down, all the way to Palam on empty streets. She says she's not scared of anybody. So Rashmi would wear her Lufthansa uniform, and she would tuck her hair up and wear a topi. So from far, she could look like a guy you wouldn't know. And she wasn't bothered. She'd drive up and down at odd hours in the night, horrifying so many people. But that's her indomitable spirit. So she not only drives Vidya and drives everyone else, she drives herself into impossible situations. So
those were the days.
That. And
I drive a Ashok these days. Nuts. Perfect.
So she's been a wonderful, wonderful sister. We've had a lot of fun together. We haven't had that much time together because I've been out of the country for almost 28 years. But we've had some wonderful moments together. So thank you for being there for me, Rash.
That's a brilliant story, Rashmi, because now that is not just you who's inspirational, but your mother too. Because as parents, as a mother, if I'm now wondering whether it's okay for my daughter to be moving around at night, I know what to say to her.
Wow.
be
just
afraid
trust
of.
her. Just trust her, but make sure she has all the security organized. You have to let the girls. You have to let them fly. And that's the freedom.
It's been brilliant listening to you. You know, I have we've met so many times, but
Yes.
I've heard of you more than I've heard you. So this has been really brilliant, and love your positivity. It's been
Thank
brilliant
you.
listening to this.
Thanks. And I see Anuradha here. I saw her growing up in IIT. Did you see your picture, Anuradha? I showed a picture of you as a kid. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. We saw that. Yeah,
I
mute.
shared with you.
You to unmute.
Anuradha lived upstairs from where the house where we lived in IIT Delhi. And
Just
so
go below
I see-
Anuradha. Pushkina, you'll have to guide her. Just
saw
so
her
you
growing
see
up.
two emblems down. Yeah, yeah.
While Anuradha comes in, I'm going to
She's
say
coming.
that, okay, then it is.
Can't hear you, Anuradha.
Unmuted?
She's unmuted, but we can't hear her.
Okay. So I'm just, while we were talking of Rashmi's mom, I think we in Bangalore have been very fortunate to have met her. And she, God bless her, is the most inspirational person I have met, one of in my life. She expounded poetry. I remember sitting in Bangalore Club and all the poetry that she had written herself, and I know Rash and Ashok and Kitty converted it into a book. And so yes, when I met her mom, I said, no wonder Rashmi is what she is, you know, seriously. But Arash, I owe you a big thank you too here for mentoring me into Elsa and pushing, prodding, and being there to guide. And a big thank you for who you are. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
And,
You're amazing.
And Anuradha, over to you. Sorry, I took away while you were sort of technically working things out. So please, over to you, Anuradha.
So, Anuradha, you'll have to either get your mic working.
Oh, she's got no questions. She's waving out to everyone, sweetie.
Okay, lovely. Back to her. I was Auntie Rashmi for her. Don't forget. All the roles. Wonderful. No, it's amazing. It's so wonderful to be with all of you today. I really enjoyed this interaction and just seeing all of you. And I missed a lot of the connects, but I'm really waiting for them to come out like you do, like you bring them out, Winnie. I think it's amazing. Everyone's story, each one is so much to learn from each one of you.
Yeah, and Rashmi, because
Thank
of
you,
you
Rashmi.
and Madhulika, we are rolling today, you know, because of the two of you, Rashmi Mishra and Madhulika Dant. Elsa is here today in all its glory. Every
I second that, Sanjari.
Yeah, that's totally true.
If it hadn't been for Rashmi and her "let's we can do it" attitude, we would not be where we are. I don't know where you get the energy, Rashmi.
So
Going
Rashmi, I had
cycling in
a
the morning.
People like you, Vanita, just talking to you gives me energy. Look what you done this morning. You got us all going.
I created chaos this morning.
I love the chaos. Thank God you did the chaos. So now we're going to do action. I love it.
Yeah. So we had some creative chaos.
I love it. And you inspire us all. So keep
Which
at
is
it.
what you made all of us do.
Okay, I want to know who's Mukund on the group.
Rashmi, I have one small question. Shonali here.
Yes, Shonali, happy birthday, my sweet.
Thank you. So in this journey of, running Vidya, obviously you would have had like a million challenges and battles and bureaucracy and people and all that. Was there any moment where you said, forget it, I'm going to give up, I can't do this?
Many moments, Shonali. But when I look at that child's face, I forget everything. I said, look, what is the future of this child? If I, so many times, the guy who gave me $1 million, the first $1 million, wanted his money back because he said that I can't wait that long because I refused to pay a bribe. So he couldn't figure out in American that it took so long to create a building because there were so many crooks around. So I said, it's going to take me time. He said, can I have my money back? Boy, I had to fight him. I said, do you realize these kids' future? And the funny part is DLF gave me hell, from whom I bought the land. So Monday. So I went to the head of DLF, Mr. Rajiv Singh. You must have heard. I don't know if you've all heard of him. Fancy guy, lives on a on the top of the Connaught Place on the 30th floor building. And when I first went to him, I said, "Look, Mr. Rajiv Singh, I'm creating this school for everybody in Gurgaon who's the poorest of the poor. I'll call it after you. I'll name it after you, Mr. Rajiv Singh School." But he says, "But I don't believe in charity." And he refused to bring the cost down because they were asking for some 2 crores in those days, for the land. So I went to him for this final meeting of the cost, which is, he had called him and his entire top brass. We were just women, simple women that we are. We don't know how to do marketing or management. We just went with so I knew the guys wouldn't come to visit me in Vidya because his ego was too big. So we sat in this big conference room with all these solid guys and us 4 girls. And I said, "Mr. Rajiv Singh, would you step out with me? I have a surprise for you." He said, "Surprise for me in my office?" I said, "Yeah, would you step out?" And in the other room, I had smuggled in 15 kids in beautiful school uniform, bright, happy with their kids. They touched his feet, gave him a card and says, "Uncle Ji, hamara school kab banega?" The guy went purple red. You should see his cheeks. He's never seen a happy slum kid. He'd never seen slum kids, full stop, except those who beg for money. And when you went to the table, it kept falling, the price kept falling till it came to what we wanted. It worked.
Smart, that's really smart. Very
things to raise money. I've done all kinds of crazy stuff, and I've got away with it.
See, that's why I say, Rashmi, anywhere you go, it's always Vidya, Vidya, Vidya.
2 things unmistakably,
How do I
Rashmi.
change lives, Baba? I just realized that so many people are dependent on you, and if you can give them that education. Now the kids, I went to Bombay and I said, I always ask the kids, "What's your dream? What do you want to be?" You know what one kid told me, 8 years old, in Vidya in Bombay, from the slums? He says, "I want to be Vidya's biggest donor when I grow up."
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
everything that they
amazing.
have, their future depends on donors. So they said, "I want to grow up and be Vidya's biggest donor." I said, he wants to make enough money so he can support Vidya.
But Rashmi, you will remember when I came to your school at IIT, the first time, it was really so inspirational. So, Rashmi invited me, I went and did this thing. Yeah. And so when it came to questions, so the first question the kid asked, and I was so impressed. She said, "Ma'am, what do I have to do to be like you?"
Fantastic.
Oh.
And they know more than you think. Dilruba is smiling. These kids are so aware. So one day we had a huge group from Boston who came, and when they come, we don't even go around. We let the kids be the ambassadors. They talk about the school, the facility, everything. So they said, "Uncle, Auntie, where are you from?" Well, they said, "We are from a city called Boston. Have you heard of Boston?" So the girl turns around and says, "Did you go to Harvard?" And she said, Did you say they're underprivileged?" I said, "How the hell do they know Harvard?" I said, "These kids know more than you can imagine because they're smart and they want. They really
want to learn.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing is, we build in the life skills into every program from the time they're 3. Dilruba will share with you. So they're not selfish. In fact, they're completely unselfish. And that, I think, is now happening in school. But we've done it for 30 years, where we make sure that they actually learn to give and to help their mothers. They're teaching mothers at 4 and 5 because their mothers are illiterate. So they come and ask our questions like this. "Ma'am, you've educated us. We can stand on our own 2 feet. But how do we change India?" Now, which 15-year-old will ask you that question from any privileged school? They're not thinking of India. They're thinking of themselves. That is the difference of these kids. Yeah. And that is the upbringing our teachers have done and our teams have done, which I salute them for, because it's not an easy task. Because they're more than a teacher, and our continuous endeavor is, so I would love all of you to inspire, because they need that. Our teachers need that, or maybe mentor.
Thank you. Thank you, Rashmi. I think it's time now to wrap up, and I think we can just continue chatting.
I have one question.
Okay.
Rashmi, may I ask you the genesis of your bindi?
Oh my God. I was going to ask her, how did your size increase? You know, that's what was in my head.
Sounds like that.
Bindi size, not her size.
Oh, my size. Yes, my size also increased.
Two
So
things
what happened is that
unmistakably, Rashmi,
Tell
the
us.
bindi and the smile.
Oh,
Unmistakably so.
I had this amazing mentor called Lakshmi. She started a group called Ala Ripo, who actually inspired me also. So many people inspired me on the way. So she wore this huge bindi, and I saw her, and I just fell in love with her and the bindi. So I said, Lakshmi, where do you buy those bindis from? She actually bought me a whole bunch, and I started using it, and it became my trademark. And in fact, the joke is that I was telling someone the other day who had come home. I went to Chor Bazaar in Bombay 30 years ago to buy something. Then I went back 30 years later and said, "Arey, आप तो वही बिंदी वाली हैं जो 30 साल पहले हमारे दुकान में don't forget the bindi. Don't forget me."
Talk of trademark.
Headlight.
So Vandana, should we all just sing? We know that it's her birthday and her 70th year coming, and all of us are there together. So we just give a free this thing.
Yeah,
it's birthday month. Yes.
Oh God, embarrassing.
Why?
Before the song, Rashmi, please tell us about how Bhimsen Joshi asked you all to call up his son.
Yeah, oh God. So, IIT was such a joy. It was so crazy because this Vic McKay and people used to come and, Pandit Jasraj spent the night in my house. And you name it, what did I not do for these artists? And they're crazy. I remember Praveen Sultan came and she says, at 3 in the morning, she had dinner in my house. So I said, she told me what she wants to eat. Then she says, "Acha, ab mere saath kaun soega? Main to akeli soti nahi hu." So we all looked at one another. Kaun soega iske saath? So we picked up a girl who was sleeping, a 15-year-old girl, and put her in her bed in the guest house. Ji, ye aapke saath soegi. Theek hai. Main akeli to so nahi sakti. So I had this crazy experience. So Bhimsen Joshi's son was studying in the IIT. So he was like all naughty boys from college, they never call their parents. So he rang up very sweetly. He says, ji, all soft talk. He says, ji, mere bete ne phone nahi kiya. Koi 1 mahina ho gaya. Aap kuch kar sakte hain? So Shok went running, almost banged his door down. Says, "Get home right now and ring out your father." But then when he performed for Elsa's and IIT together, this is 2012. He looked at me finally and he says, "मुझे ये समझाइए, ये IIT और LSR का क्या connection है? आप लोगों ने मिलके ये organize तो किया है, मगर ये connection क्या है? कहाँ IIT और कहाँ LSR है?" I said, "जी, आपको ये नहीं पता कि हमारे husbands all IIT, so हमारी बात सुनते हैं, और हम जो आपको दे रहे हैं ना, वो IIT नहीं दे सकता." Because Malvika did the singing, we did the welcome, we did the decoration, but IITs can never think of.
And our poster was also bigger than IITs. Ouch.
Yes, it was bigger.
The backdrop.
The backdrop.
There's another thing I want to quickly share with you. IIT alumni have now built a beautiful center. We can piggyback, girls. You'll have your own Elsa center. So let's do it. Let's do it.
Dr. Mishra will come with a danda on us.
No, he won't. He's the
Vandana, Elsa Talks. Vandana, we've got venue for Elsa Talks.
I'm telling you, it's a gorgeous center with a fabulous. It's better than BIC.
See now everybody knows how Rashmi's head works. It goes.
Yes. And guess what? I brought him up very well. I brought up my husband very well.
He's out of earshot now. So
he's such an adorable soul. Lucky you, Rashmi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Rashmi. Happy birthday to you.
Now imagine we are giving you 70 virtual bumps.
Oh God.
I thought you were going to say hugs.
I don't actually. What do I do? I don't feel 70. What do I do? I don't feel.
All of you put your videos on at least now.
I put it today, yaar. I put it through the entire thing.
Listen, by the way, how do you know I'm turning 70?
No. We are we are celebrating. We are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Rashmi's 20th birthday.
Ela, by the way, just was mentioning. So yeah, I got to get all the news from Ela. So she just said that Rashmi Mami's birthday, 25th. Yeah, because that's my grandmother's birthday also. So that's some connection in my head.
Sweet.
That date.
I like that, Vanita. I remember that.
Yeah, good one.
It's still relating. So
50th anniversary of my 20th.
Yes.
It's only a number, right?
Just say
Yeah,
that.
so guys, remember 25th of June.
I
Yeah.
think now we really need to wrap up. And I just want to make a quick announcement. The next session is on Tuesday. We have Preeti talking about her mountaineering experience. So here we just wrapped up with Rashmi's session, which was all about climbing. Like it had its own terrain that she just talked about. So Preeti will be talking about her mountaineering experience. And we'll be sharing the details. And thank you so much, Rashmi, for just being you. That's what I would say.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Pushki. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.